This is Rijo Shekari, a young Nigerian entrepreneur who owns one of Nigeria's largest animal farms.
The idea of Jackpot has never crossed my mind. I did my master's in the UK, and immediately I finished, I came back. From a very young age, I knew what I wanted to do. And trust me, I don't see the possibility of getting 15 to 20 hectares in the UK. Who is going to give me that? I'd rather be a king here than be a visitor or a slave.
In today's video, he takes us on a journey of how he plans to build one of Nigeria's largest farming companies in Africa.
I realized that our animals are not doing well because of poor grass, poor genetics. What will happen if I bred the best cows in Nigeria for beef to the best cows out there? I decided to breed the Bokolo and the Angus.
What's Bokolo?
The Bokolo is Sokoto Gudali.
Okay.
They are predominantly from Sokoto, and they're the ones with the big horns. They really don't have horns. And then the best cow for beef in the world is Angus. So what we did was to import the semen of the Angus and crossbreed with our local cows. And so far we've achieved between 68 to 75% success rate.
What's up guys, it's Simon Arome Films here again, and in today's video we are here at Kamrum Farm and we are here with Mr. Rijo, the CEO of Kamrum Farm. It's nice to meet you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Simon. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So could you tell us what inspired all this?
So first of all, I've had livestock since I was a kid. My mother used to keep chickens, poultry. She used to have rams and goats, and then of course part of our weekend chores was to feed or clean the houses. So I kind of grew up doing that. In secondary school, I used to keep turkeys, and by the time I got into university, a friend of mine who was keeping cows introduced me to fattening of cows. I did that until I finished university, and then of course I went for a white-collar job. Sometime in 2017, I decided to start fattening again, and then COVID happened in 2020. And with the lockdown and joining Instagram, I began to see what other farmers, ranchers and breeders outside the country were doing, specifically the US, UK and Australia, and even Argentina. And I realized that there's a lot to be done in Nigeria. I later discovered that we still import beef. Most of the big restaurants in Nigeria, the steak they use for the meat they use for their stews are from South Africa and Botswana.
They're not in Nigeria?
They're not from Nigeria, from Botswana, because our meat is very tough, while theirs is tender, you know. And then from also my research, I realized that our animals are not doing well because of poor grass, poor genetics. So I decided to start breeding. And so I said, okay, what will happen if I bred the best cows in Nigeria for beef to the best cows out there in the world for beef? So we decided to breed the Bokolo and the Angus.
What's Bokolo?
The Bokolo is Sokoto Gudali.
Okay.
They are predominantly from Sokoto, and they're the ones with the big horns. They really don't have horns. And then the best cow for beef in the world is Angus. So what we did was to import the semen of the Angus and crossbreed with our local cows. And so far we've achieved between 68 to 75% success rate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. So what was your background like before now?
Professionally, I'm an accountant, but I'm now a farmer.
Why did you
occupation? So it's passion. And right now my accounting background is playing a key role as a consultant. So now I'm a consultant for farmers, how to turn their entities into profit-making organizations. I consult for people to set up ranches. So far, since we started, I've set up 3 ranches, 2 in Kuje, 1 in Buari. So that information is not lost. I will say that I'm a certified now farm consultant based on my financial background. Yeah.
How did you grow up?
Well, I went to a military school, so that is instrumental to who I have become in terms of discipline, in terms of focus, in terms of putting your mind to something that you can achieve, in terms of being resilient. Yeah, we started this in less than 2 years. We've lost about 4 cows, you know, but we've kept on moving and we've learned along the way. So if I look at my secondary school experience and my finance background in the university, I'll say that they've equipped me for this particular venture.
Talking about your cattle, how do you feed them? I see your cattle are very big.
So I said I'm an accountant, but fortunately I studied science in secondary school.
Yeah.
And agriculture, biology and geography were my best subjects. And because of that, I have a good understanding of animal nutrition. Apart from the research I do online, I was able to sample some of the farm residues in Nigeria. They're from beans, from corn. I took some of these and I sent them to France to a company that makes animal feed. They analyzed it in their lab and they developed a ration for me, which is part of what I feed my animals. So it's one of my trade secrets, yeah? Now, we have our own land. We plant our own pasture. If you see in the background, you can see the grasses are green. We water 3 times a week. Now with the rains, we don't have to do that again. During the dry season, there were portions of our land that we had green grass. That we fed our animals. But apart from that, we supplement. For the rams, they are on a fattening program. So their food is different from what we feed the cows. The cows are females, but we're not fattening them. We're just giving them a ration to maintain their body condition. It consists of cotton seed meal, consists of wheat offal, it consists of maize offal, it consists of hay from groundnut, from beans.
Yeah, so could you take us around?
Sure.
Yeah. So where is this now?
So here we have the cows on this side, and then we have rams here. The rams here, we are fattening them for Salah. We bought them last year, July, when they were just young kids. So here you see them, we have about 22 of them. They're all going for the big Salah.
All of this?
Yeah, all of this. So this is what we feed them. Right, so the combination of maize offal with wheat offal, with cotton seed cake, and some hay. So basically this is what we feed them with. They go out in the mornings, they eat a little bit of grass, they exercise, and then we bring them in. So we got them between 25 and 40,000. And right now, what the market's demanding, and none of them will be going for less than 350,000.
Wow.
Yeah, so we spend an average of 9,000 on feeding per month on each one.
For each one?
For each one. Wow. Like I told you earlier, the rams and the cows, they eat different things. It's the same components we use, but the composition is different because the rams are being fattened, so theirs has more protein, whereas the cows is just to maintain their body condition. Just to keep them healthy. So you see here, this is the feed for the rams. You can see it's smoother, it has more of cotton seed cake. Then when you come here,
so this is made of cotton?
Sorry? Cotton seed. Yeah, okay. Cotton seed, yeah. So they've already mixed it. So these are the cows and some of our calves. So a young female cow is called a heifer.
A heifer?
Yeah. A cow that has not given birth is called a heifer.
A heifer.
And the males are, that's for the female, the males are called bull calves.
Bull calves.
So these ones you see here, these black ones are bull calves. They are the offspring of the crossbreeding program. So their father is Angus. Angus are usually black. And by the time you mix black and white, this is what you have. These cows are 8 months old at the moment. And hopefully by the time they're 15 or 24 months, we'll sell them.
Sell them, okay.
Yeah.
So how many cows do you have in total?
At the moment, we have 13 cows and we have 8 calves. We sold 5 cows just this last weekend to another farm that wanted to breed for milk.
How do you manage diseases?
So we're practicing ranching. Yeah? So our animals don't go out and other animals don't enter our premises. So they don't bring diseases in and then get infected by other animals. So we have our health protocol. For example, every 3 months we deworm them. Every month they have a shot of multivitamins apart from the salt leak that they have.
So what were the challenges you faced before now?
The major challenge in this industry is security. Even for the Fulani herdsmen, they have their cattle rustled. I was supposed to start this in 2025 and then I was privileged to have access to this parcel of land which is near the airport. And so because of the security on the airport is fenced, we decided to start a pilot program with 20 cows, which we have. We also have rams. So the major challenge is land and security. We're rounding up our pilot program here to move to a permanent site, and we hope that when we get there, that we will not have the issues we're running away from. Yeah. Because this is not our land, we cannot invest properly. We cannot build barns for storing feed. If we had big barns, we will buy feed very cheap after the harvest. That's the major challenge. And then of course, cost of feeding. With the rise in food stuff in the country, that's affected the cost of feed. So eventually we'll have to transfer that cost to the eventual buyers.
What would be your advice to a young cattle farmer or anybody who wants to go into agriculture? So
farming generally is capital intensive. Start as a side hustle until you're able to scale up and it becomes your main hustle. I worked in banking and finance for 17 years, after which I resigned. But before I did, I already started this project, and then when I was certain that it could take care of me and my family, then I resigned. So this is our second year. even though we had not sold cows until last week, but last year we sold rams, which was able to sustain the farm, to buy feed. On the average, we spend about 400 to 500,000 a month on feeding.
Wow.
Yeah. In a year, that's about 6 million, not to mention the cost of setting up a structure like this, not to mention of paying salaries. We have 4 staff on the farm. It's also a rewarding activity. You spend time with your loved ones or family or children, but there's something that also you can pass on to the next generation.
Sure.
Yeah. It's a game of numbers, and right now I would say that I'm less than a drop in the ocean. Some years back I was doing a study of ranches in America, and I gathered they had about 730-something thousand ranching families, and still yet they were importing beef from Brazil, Argentina. The population of America is 300, we're 200 million. So whatever I'm doing right now is just a drop in the ocean. We did this to improve the quality of our animals, and so far you can see what these animals look like. These animals are just 8 months, but they're the same size with our local cows that are 14 months. The local cows that are 14 months are the same size with these ones that are 8 months. So you can see that we've actually improved on the genetics.
So what does it take to set up a farm like this? What does it take?
Yeah, you have land, you have the right people to work for you, and that's all. Once you have the land, there's food, there's water, there's security, you're good to go. And it's not something you do and leave in the hands of others. You have to come here. When this farm started, I used to come here every day. My house is about 30 minutes from here. I come here every day. Sometimes I come twice a day. But now everything is stable. The hands on the farm, they know what to do. Unless there's an emergency. But I just come 3 times a week now.
What's the size of the land?
Here we have 15 hectares.
15 hectares.
We have 15 hectares. But we just use about 5 hectares for grazing. The rest we use for farming corn and for beans.
Tell us about this cattle there.
So, like I told you, this is the Sokoto Gudali. They are the.
Why is it called Sokoto Gudali? From Sokoto?
That's their origin, from Sokoto.
From Sokoto.
Yeah, but their other name is, they call them Bokolo. If you see, these markings are like tattoos from the farm they came from. Most of these Fulani herdsmen, for every farm, they have their
marks on
their
it.
marks, yeah. So we had about 22 of them. Like I said, we lost 4. We had 18. We sold 5 over the last weekend, and here we have 13. I'm less than a drop in the ocean, so there's room for everybody. People want to come. If you have the passion, you come in. There are people that are willing to teach you for free. In fact, the cows I sold, I didn't even market them. I just told someone to sell my cows, and the following day, I have someone that will buy 4. When they came, I said I actually have 5, and they now bought the 5. So, like any other business, have passion. But I tell people that passion is not enough. If you cannot put food on your table, then it's just a hobby. It's not a business.
Passion is not enough. When you cannot put food on your table, it's just a hobby.
It's just a hobby.
I get that.
So that's why so many people, after 3-4 years, they get frustrated and they leave. They just keep on putting money, and nothing is coming out. Eventually, they lose interest. So from once I have a 10-year business plan, and every month I adjust it based on current realities. Like I told you, I was not supposed to start this till next year, but I'm already 2 years into it because I got an opportunity and I seized it. Today, we have people coming from state governments to come and see what we're doing, and to see how we can collaborate with state governments to improve beef production in Nigeria.
But what other services do you offer?
So apart from breeding, we are breeding. Our business model here is genetics. We're not selling meat, we're not selling milk.
Okay.
We're selling genetics. We're improving the quality of animals that other commercial farmers will produce in mass. That's one. Number 2, we're lucky to have students of veterinary medicine coming for practicals, for artificial insemination, for pregnancy check. Then thirdly, by virtue of our activities, we have created a market for what typically rural farmers will throw away on their farm are allowed to get rotten. Most of the things, 70% of what we use to feed our cows are crop residues. So in the future, we hope to go into commercial feed production. There's a lot we can do. By the time we start our full-time program with 50 cows, we will be having up to 300 liters of milk a day. We'll start producing cheese and yogurt. So there's a lot we can do. Right now is the breeding aspect. We want to see what the animals will look like in terms of crossbreeding the foreign and the local breeds, and I can assure you that I think we have done a good job so far.
It's very visible.
Thank you very much.
So guys, we've heard so much and we've learned a lot from Mr. Rijo of Kamrum Farm. If you're interested in buying cattle, you can reach out to him. I'll put his number on the screen, and also more details below the video in the description. So if you enjoyed this video, do also like, share, and thank you so much for having us.
Thank you very much.
Yes, so we'll see you in the next video.